Hello there, YouTube. Today I am back with another video. I'm going to go in and do the Twilight Lufenia for the Umbral Equinox, which is the first of the fights. It's with the imps from the Sephiroth Heretics / Prompto event / Lost Chapter, etc. I'm doing this one burstless and with no friend. Mostly, to see if I can. Because it will be interesting. As we get started, please do me a favor and don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Let me know what kind of teams you ran. Personally, I'm really into those kind of weird, kind of squint at them, look at them sideways. Teams that you wouldn't necessarily think to use. In particular, I love teams that let me use Exdeath, because he's a lot of fun. A big part of that goes back to my days as a card game player. I used to play a lot of TCGs. I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! I've also played a little bit of Magic, not a lot. That was a long time ago. But then I also played another one for several years by the name of UFS, Universal Fighting System, or I guess now it's Universus, which I don't like. I think it's a dumb name, but whatever. They didn't ask me. Which was basically the trading card, the TCG mashup of, your Street Fighter and your King of Fighters, Mortal Kombat, Samurai Showdown, Soul Calibur, that kind of thing, Darkstalkers. Whoa, what happened there? That was weird. It was a lot of fun. I played that for several years, and kind of my thing that I like to do the most in these games is run... Oh my gosh, what's going on with my computer? Calm down there. The thing that I like to do in those kinds of games is I like control of the... what my opponent can do. I like to punish them for doing what they want to do and for doing not what they want to do. It probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense to anyone who plays Yu-Gi-Oh! That happens to be watching this. Keep in mind this is way, 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 way back in the day. My thing used to be when everybody was on like Six Samurai and Light and Darkness Dragon and stuff like that. I was on I think they called them the Rainbow Beasts. Rainbow, see here, the Japanese name is Gem Beasts. So yeah, Rainbow Beasts. And Counter Fairies. Counter Fairies were probably my favorite. Counter Fairies and like the Horus Jinzo Lockdown. Anyway, I know that has very little to do with what I'm doing here. Point being, I really like playing Exdeath. Exdeath is a character who your enemy wants to take turns to deal damage to you, and in this case, that's the orb condition. It's +5 when you allow them to take a turn. When you are so gracious and merciful enough to do so. Because you could run all kinds of teams here. I'm sure that you could get a team through with Garland and Seifer and just delay them to hell. But what I like to do is stuff like this. Exdeath is really good at shutting down the enemy's ability to do much of anything. They can't really gain a whole lot of momentum here, because I won't stop attacking them with off-turn damage. So each and every turn, what's going to happen is something along these lines. So he's taking 27,000 damage in the off turn from HP poison. And then they get broken, they take a bunch of damage from Trey. And they take the trap damage from Trey from the firewall trap, right? And then in the on turn, oh, we're done with the Leon thing. I said we're done with the Leon thing. Thank you. And do whatever you want. I don't care. And what we're going to do here, probably don't need this right this second. But that's okay. What we're going to do here is reapply. All of our stuff. I want this one first, actually. Probably don't need both of those up at once, but that's okay. And then... what's my call here? Okay. So, with Porom, you see I gain a bunch of Brave. I dump it with an HP attack, which will turn around and battery Trey, who can then here do a bunch of trap damage, gain a little bit back. It's neat. It's kind of funny, but it's not the most amazing trick in the world. But we're not done yet. Yeah, do your little shield. Nobody cares. Oh no, I took 100 damage. So then what we do in the on turn is this. So we've set up arrows for Trey. He doesn't have a ton of Brave, he has some. Could be better, right? We kind of whittle this guy down a little bit. Next up, I got all this Brave right here with Porom. It'd be a real shame if somebody dumped it all and then batteried Trey, who then turned that into arrows, and then Porom followed up and rebatteried the entire party back to max. It sure would be a shame if that happened over and over and over again, while you're also taking damage on your turns in the form of HP poison and arrow showers and firewalls and occasionally dynamite. Honestly, my biggest, I don't even want to call it a complaint, my only grievance, the only downside, I guess, to Trey is that he's kind of slow. You can never really set all the stuff up that you want to at the same time. It's pretty tough to do. What's the... oh, I do want Fatal Arrow back up, though. That is not up right now. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, perfect. We have our 8 frames. You know what? We're gonna do some of this. We can launch, dump all of his Brave, because guess what? Have some more. This team comp is really, really disgusting. It is fun. And honestly, it really makes me want to blue Porom's armor. I can't wait to do it to Exdeath. Like, that's gonna happen. No shield having chump. This is really fun, by the way. We're not exactly maximizing Trey's damage output by any means, but we're getting enough. And it's fun to see the little order of operations for the way that these abilities work. I think that aside from Porom granting the increased Brave gains to Exdeath, which obviously increases his damage output because he's all Brave gains and no damage Much like you are all testicle and no shaft. No shaft, Robert. Shout out to anyone who gets that reference. Shout out to you. You're a real hero. Anyway. I'm sorry, it's early. I got woken up this morning at, it's about 4:15, 4:30, something like that, with a work emergency, so I'm not especially well, I don't know, rested or whatever. Anyway, I like the order of operations. Besides the fact that was what I was talking about. Sorry, I got distracted, sidetracked, whatever. Aside from the obvious with... It kind of doesn't matter what I do here, huh? Let's just do more damage. It's not that much, you say. So stupid. Aside from the obvious synergy between these two, between Exdeath and Porom, there's a lot to be said for these two, for Trey and Porom, who work really nicely together. I don't know if it's popping off this way because I have Trey in the first slot and his special effect goes off first, or if it's something like special effects take precedent over buffs, which is what Porom's follow-ups are based off of this Twin Conviction buff right here. I'm not sure how the game mechanics pan out for that. And honestly, I really don't care that much. I just think it's cool. It's pretty funny. And what we want to do here, I really don't want to use that, but I kind of have to. I want to push them below 50%. One of them. It doesn't matter which one, but I want to do it right here, right now. Actually, I would prefer that he had a turn first. But that's not going to happen because I don't want to let my buff fall off for Exdeath. But I could do this. And it would do nothing. Damn. Guess we'll pop this. Do that. Delay yourself. And then I do this. And then you start moving more furiously too, as one does. I'll do this. And then LD again. These guys cleanse at 79, 49, and 29%? I think. It's for sure 79 and 49. I mean, obviously we've just seen them do that. I'm not sure about the 29. I did run this a little bit earlier. Don't you do it. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, there we go. Good stuff. Enjoy your no brave attack. Oh wow. That is a fair amount of damage. It would be a shame if we were overhealed. Truly a shame. I think what we're gonna do, right, is I think I want to summon. Well, I've got the opportunity. I want to get this guy's shield down first, so that Trey can actually deal damage. But then that's what I want to do. not because I need it. I just want it. It's not like we're going to be dealing desperately large amounts of damage or anything like that. I mean, some of us won't, but others will. Okay. Man, this is really absurd. And now we've got our 8th and final debuff. So while we're damaging them, they can't swap stances and shield one another, which is awesome. And then let's give you a little battery. Trey's gonna need it. I really look forward to Exdeath's BT coming up this month. I don't really plan on doing any pulls on his banners. I've already got Vivi and Deuce. You know? And what was the other character? Oh, Zonde. Zonde and Zell. I've already got Zonde's LD. I kind of would like Zell. I think Zell's a really good character. Zell was one of my favorites in Final Fantasy VIII, like, as a party member, right? On the other hand, I'm not a big proponent of, you know, oh, I should skip this character and get him on a different banner because that's a better use of resources. I don't think like that. I don't really care. But I do think that I can get by without Zell just fine. As you can see, I'm not having any trouble dealing with bosses. And what Zell brings to a fight is a lot of rebreak and so on. Yeah, I was about to say, I better go back up or we're in trouble. Zell's really good. He offers a lot of, like, a ton of damage, a lot of disruption, lots of extra turns and stuff. But I can live without that. You know, it's not exactly my favorite playstyle. If I wanted something like that, I would use, you know, Lightning, or I would use RNA more. I've actually used her a little bit. Not a ton, but a little. Or, you know, whoever. I'd use Core, for heaven's sakes. But he does come back on another banner that is significantly better for me. As I was saying, I don't generally like the, you know, skip them until they come back mentality, but I think it can be a valid stance when the next time that a character comes back with their LD is a tuning pass for them, where in this case Zell will come back with his crystal level 90, so, you know, much better EX, and he comes back with Lude, who is an interesting support that I would like to try out. I did not... Well, I kind of got his stuff on JP, and I kind of didn't. I did not get any of his stuff on his banner. I got his 15 and his 35, right? But recently in JP, and it actually just ended a few days ago, there was a series of banners which was... It was like every weapon, every non-burst weapon in the game spread across, I think it was 3 or 4 different banners that would feature 3 different games. And you would get a free pull on the banner every day. And it would rotate every, like, 4 or 5 days or whatever. And on the Final Fantasy XII set, I did pull Lude's LD. I still don't have his EX, though. And on JP, I don't get Mog Pass. largely because I have not set up a JP Google Play account, which it's nobody's fault but mine. But I have no real recourse as far as getting his EX. So I've kind of, against my own better judgment, I've been slowly building up EX tokens to purchase his EX with, so that I can give him a shot. Anyways, point being, I'm interested in using him 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I'm interested in using him because I think he's kind of neat. Okay, Vortex is still up. Anyways, it's a more appealing banner as a result, right? So that's kind of where my mind is at. I'll pop you, I guess. Not the best idea. But while this was my, kind of original plan, I think that there's a lot to be said for picking up Zell, specifically because the way his LD and stuff works is he's this really heavy take turns, break, re-break, etc. kind of character, and that's going to perform really well with Vayne's Burst Plus, which the effect on it is when you break an enemy, it will trigger a follow-up attack from Vayne every time you do it. And while Zell's LD is active, everything he does is it re-breaks the enemy, which is really nice, I think. We'll go ahead and pop this, it's running low. And then on my next turn, we will LD. Like, this fight is pretty much over. I've locked them out of doing much of anything this entire time. I took the 15k HP attack to the party and while overhealed, and immediately healed it back. Like, we're in no danger. We've got the party last stand. We've got a lot going on here. As a matter of fact, I can just run out the clock a little bit with this. Porom will never break them, but she can deal some damage. Like so. However, there is a pretty good chance that this guy is going to die on this turn because he just took all that poison damage from Exdeath. And surprisingly, he did not. There is a... Wow, of all the times to come by for the trash. Oh my gosh. If you can hear that, I am so sorry. A smart person would probably mute their mic, but you know how it be. I never said I was smart in this, conversation. In others, yes, but not this one. That should kill. It will definitely kill the one on the right. Yeah, there we go. And that is that. So, you can do this. No burst, no friend unit. I probably could have gotten by without using my summon, too. These guys... not hard. No damage. Right? And here's what we're looking at. See, no support. You don't see any bursts or anything. You definitely didn't see me press the button. So, Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.